not as a, I mean, at least I see myself as a born again Christian. Now you might disagree, um, but you don't know how things are for me. Um, so if you've never truly struggled, all that, if you were just born and raised in the church and you've just been a Christian your whole life and all that, chances are you're not a born again Christian. Um, you gotta get the crap beat out of you and all that, and then come back to it, and then still struggle. Real Christians have struggles. Um, all this, let's make everything about Christ, and bro, you're trying too hard. You're trying too hard to be a Christian. You got to do it naturally. It's got to be something you care about. It's got to be something that you truly believe. It's got to be something that, are you willing to do what, I'm not trying to make this about me, but are you willing to do what I'm willing to do, which is go to war against the New World Order, which is Satan's army? Are you willing to go to war with the government, which also supports Satan's army? Are you willing to really live outside the law? Because let's go ahead and be honest, the law is a very anti-God, very anti-Christ. So you willing to go to war with that? Are you willing to? Have you dedicated your life to destroying this evil system? Because I have. So are you willing to do stuff like that? Are you willing to be a true Christian missionary? One that came to Christ later in life, and then because let me tell you something, I can't even memorize Bible verses. All this, you got to read the Bible all day, every day. You got to memorize all these Bible verses. Every radio station has to be a Christian radio station. Dude, get out of here with that crap. No, you're trying to out Christ everybody around you. That's really what you're trying to do. So it makes me wonder: are you kind of like the Pope, or these Catholic priests who were jealous of Christ and wish that they could have been that man on the cross so they can get all the glory? That's really what it is. They want to get all the glory. So if they were to have died on the cross, it wouldn't have been for the right reasons. Just like if you were to die on the cross, it probably wouldn't be for the right reasons. Are you willing to do that? Would you be willing to do that for the right reasons? You got to be. My whole life, all day, every day, I deal with Satan in ways that the average Christian couldn't comprehend. And sometimes he wins, a lot of times he doesn't. But sometimes he does win. Sometimes I gotta do stuff that I don't want to do. And then you look at my life with the drugs, and you say, well, you're not a Christian. Well, first of all, nowhere in the Bible does it even talk about drugs. Nowhere in the Bible does it say anything about don't get high. But that's not the reason why I do drugs. I don't do drugs just to get high. I do it really especially the ecstasy, is really for the benefits. That may sound crazy, but to you, because you've listened to all the propaganda your whole life on drugs. It's true. The benefits you get out of ecstasy is absolutely incredible. It is a cure-all. Let's be honest, if God could cure me of all those problems, all those disorders, all those symptoms, then yeah, I might have no reason to do ecstasy, and for a long time I had faith that it would be cured, but nothing happened. And so we can sit around and act like, God's gonna, deliver us from all this stuff, but it really, the way that the Jews see God, really is more along the lines of what God is. God is more, more than likely, God is a God that does not interact with us all the time. For the most part, he stays out of our lives because remember, we have free will. Now, we don't have ultimate free will. That's been debunked. ultimate free will has been debunked. We are constantly being controlled by our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Even when you're not feeling anything, that's an emotion. And that's usually what I'm feeling is nothing. So would I ever quit doing drugs? And the answer is no. Because I need them. I've been on stimulants my whole life. I can't function without a stimulant. I've tried it. So whatever you're going to say to it, just don't. You wouldn't survive the life I've had, bro. If you think you got to live this perfect life, you got to be perfect to be a born again Christian, then you're already sinning. Because remember, trying to be perfect is a sin. Trying to be like God is a sin. You know, you should try to resemble God, but not be like God, or not be God. When you're trying to be God, that's a sin. So, and a lot of you won't say anything about obesity, but yeah, it's all in the church. It's all over the church. Well, obesity is constantly doing damage to the body, even when you're asleep. But we don't say anything about obesity. And they're abusing food. What else is it that a lot of Christians abuse? Soft drinks. You abuse soft drinks. Energy drinks. You abuse energy drinks. Food. A lot of Christians took up porn. If I hadn't had a porn addiction, then me being raped when I was 14 years old would have turned me gay. Which is supposed to be like the biggest sin in the world. So if it hadn't been for this one sin over here, I would have been committing this ultimate sin over here. So isn't that kind of funny? I don't know. Because that's what happens when you're a kid and you're raped. Is a lot of times it does change your sexuality. It didn't to me, luckily, because I had a porn addiction where I only looked at pictures of where it was just women by themselves. I would not look at pictures where it was women and men having sex. It was always just the woman by herself, because I don't want to see dick. I don't want to see a naked man. Yeah. So there we go. If you never truly struggled, if you don't do a struggle every day on a daily basis, chances are you're not really a born again Christian.